unless you're doing it for the novelty and having the experience of the angry Turkish man throwing your credit card at you and then stopping at border control 4 times and having 8 people like scratch and sniff inspect your passport, then I don't know if this is free. I'm currently sitting in the train station in Istanbul waiting to board our night train to Plovdiv, Bulgaria. The ride in total, we leave at 8 p.m. and we get to Plovdiv at 5:15. So it's going to be a bit of a journey. We have a border crossing at 3 a.m. where we don't know what to expect. We know that we either have to get out of the train and go do the border crossing, or a officer will come on the train, collect our passports, and we just wait by while they do whatever they have to do. So I guess we'll see what happens. But for now, we've got our bags packed, we've got Carson ready to go, and we're waiting for our train. The train station is literally barren. Like, there's basically nothing here, and there's minimal guidance as to what to do. But we're sitting in this huge waiting room right now with a ton of people all headed to Sofia, which is the last stop on the train. So see what's up. I have no storage left on the SD card, so half of this will be filmed on my phone and half of this will be filmed on the GoPro, unless I can magically clear it while we're on the train. Oh, we're also staying in a 4-person berth. We originally wanted to get the 2-person berth, but when we went to book the tickets on our first day in Istanbul, the card didn't work, and then the man literally threw our credit card at us. So we did not get to book that cabin, and now we're in the 4-person berth. So we are going to have 2 roommates for this long journey, and I will see you guys when we get to the security screening. If you haven't seen our Asia travel videos, and if you want to see what we get up to here in Eastern Europe, make sure you subscribe. It really does help out the channel. We love making vlogs for you, so I hope you like watching this video. So like I said, there's genuinely nothing here in this train station, so I panic ran along the side of the highway to get 4 containers of water from a nice lady. I have no idea how much they cost. I'm pretty sure they cost 29 lira, because I think that's what I gave her, but it was a bit of chaos. People said that there's like no food or drink anywhere in the train station. We don't know what the situation on the train is going to be, so that's what we're working with. All we have are 3 bananas that I've been carrying around in my bag all day, and 4 small bottles of water. So we're really prepared for this journey. This is month 9 of our travels, so we are falling off a little bit. So you have to put all of your stuff through, like at the airport, like the security screening, like I said, which is weird because I don't think we've ever done this in a train station before. Oh, except for in Laos. We did do it in Laos. So, putting you away now. Alright, so we finally made it down to the train. We gotta check what room we're in. Okay, he directed us to this car. I think we're cabin number 485. Okay, wait, here's... Oh, 85, 86.
This would have been so cool.
I think this is it. So very quickly before our roommates get here, this is the hallway, and then this is our little room. And had we had the 2-person bunk berth, we would have had this whole thing to ourselves. But instead we're gonna have roommates probably. So this is it, and I think what's gonna happen is this top's gonna fold down and this is going to turn into a bed. I think that's what's going to happen. So we're just sitting in here, like on the airplane when you're hoping your seatmate doesn't show up. That's literally exactly what's happening. No one showed up yet, and there hasn't been that many people that were like waiting for this train. So I'm really just hopeful that no one's going to show up. We also have no idea where to put our luggage at all. We literally just have it at our feet. If more people show up, I don't know where we're gonna keep all this luggage. So first thoughts of the train, it's not as good as the Thai trains, to be honest. I genuinely don't think it is. Oh my god, Hannah. I don't think it is. The berths on the Thai trains had little curtains that came across.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's not nice. Okay, maybe the train itself is nice, but the beds are not as nice as the Thai trains.
Well, we haven't seen the beds.
The beds are this. We're sitting on it. Oh, and no one's
just wait.
No one's come positive vibes. No one's here yet. No one's here yet.
Okay, your stats are better.
Did we get lucky?
Carson. Carson closed and locked the door, so now we're in here. It feels like we're going to Hogwarts.
It does.
Okay, and off into the Bulgarian night we go until 3 a.m. when we have to cross the border. When the guy comes through, we'll just ask when he comes to turn in. So the man came and asked us how many people. We said 2 optimistically, and then he just tossed us down these linens. So now we're sitting here being like, do we DIY make these bunks ourselves, or do we wait for them to come turn them down? Because like Kristen said, if we just DIY it, we're gonna look so stupid when they come to do it, and we've like haphazardly made our own beds. So see. I appreciate the homey touch of matching the upholstery of the ladder that I will use to climb into my overhead compartment to the seats. It's the same stripe pattern. I actually have pajamas with this exact same pattern on them. So, we also had our cabin attendant come in right at the start with genuinely like a piece of paper that had name and passport number on it, and everyone's just writing their full name and their passport number on the sheet. So we've been waiting for the train attendant to come back and give us our little turn down service like we got on the Thai trains, but it is now almost 11 p.m. and no one has come yet. So we made Kristen's bed. It was super easy. We just didn't want to mess around with the beds in case we were gonna get yelled at, but it was super easy. So I'm gonna make mine on the top bunk. Our seatmate never came, but I'm too nervous to sleep in their bed, so I am gonna crawl into my top bunk just so I don't have to get moved in the middle of the night. They gave us this pack of sheets that is like sealed, so I'm gonna have to rip it open. And then as you can see in Kristen's bed, you have a small sheet that's not fitted to go on top of the bed. And then we've got all of the pillows stacked up here. So I'm gonna take my pick of what I think looks the best. Oh, this is a pretty little town. I think we're gonna go with this one. And then lastly, we've got just a big old sheet to go on top. So the setup is okay. It's honestly, I stand by my statement, the beds themselves, not better than the Thai trains at all. Thai trains had full blankets and sheets, and they like faced the window, so the bottom bunk got a really nice view. But having the nice cabin is really nice, and also the duct tape door that slams open and closed all night, not on this train, only on the Thai trains. So that's another perk. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the ladder and just like shimmy my way up like this. Okay, good night. It's 12:24 and we're at the border crossing.
Bit of a preemptive warning here.
They just told us to get off the train for the police. So that's what we're doing. I think we're at the border control. We're back on the train. Passport control, you're not allowed to ever record in immigration, and while there were no signs this time, I decided to play it safe. We're literally pulled up to a random, wet, cold, dimly lit station, and they just came and they banged on the door and they said, get off the train for the police. So we all get off the train, we go underneath the little underpass to the other side of the road, and we stand inside this dark room, and there's this like metal grated room separating us where like the immigration officers should be, and no one comes in for a little bit, so we all just kind of stand there in line, and then eventually someone comes in, turns all the lights on, and just starts taking our passports and stamping them and taking our picture, and then they said, okay, get back on the train. So I think we still have to get stamped in to Bulgaria. I haven't actually checked what they did to our passports. This is my passport. Let's see what stamp they gave me. They put it on the first page. I have pages and pages of stamps from our travels, and then I have my Turkey entrance stamp, and they put my exit stamp on the first page. Usually they stamp them next to each other. That's so weird. So, brief update on the situation. Other border agents came onto the train to check our passport stamps. I think because they made us all get off the train to go get them stamped, they were coming on to make sure that no one was hiding away and everyone got their stamps. And now we should be headed to the Bulgaria side, but it is currently 2:35 in the morning, and we're supposed to get to Plovdiv at 5:13, which is in less than 3 hours, and we are not in Bulgaria yet. Oh, and it sounds like the train stopped. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm so tired. And this whole process is kind of sketchy. Like, it is very, like Chris was saying, it feels very USSR. Like, it's just a little unnerving to be doing it 2:30 in the morning. And that's all I have to say about that. But actually, one more thing that I have to say is that there are like maybe 45 people on this train. Don't know what's taking so long, I really don't. Carson stuff feels sick.
It just sucks. Don't want to do it anymore.
The good thing is when we get to Plovdiv, we will be able to just check into a really nice Airbnb, completely unpack our bags, and get groceries because we're there for a month. I've eaten one banana also. And that is the end of that. So we rode the train for another like 30 minutes maybe, and pulled up to a second platform after my phone in Indonesian texted me Selamat datang to Greece, which means welcome to Greece, even though we're not in Greece. After we got off the train and they stamped us out of Turkey, passport people came onto the train as we were moving and checked our passports again, just to like make sure, I guess, no one was stowing away. And then we pulled up to another platform, came to a full stop, and someone was going around knocking on all the doors saying passport control, and they walk up to our door with a fat stack of passports, and they just took our passports. So I think that they're gonna stamp us into Bulgaria now. Hopefully that's what's happening, because we're currently sitting here with no passports. There's also been a time change. We're now an hour behind. So we're back to 2:51, and we're set to arrive in Plovdiv at 5:15. We've also realized, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, because the Bulgarian passport control guy, when they asked us where we're going, sounded very confused. So we will see when we get there. For a night train, not a lot of sleeping happening. There's a lot of messing around at the borders. I think that the night trains are best when you're in the Schengen area and you don't have to do passport control.
They came and gave us our passports back finally. Took like half an hour. I was falling asleep. We did it. We got stamped in. And now it's 2 hours to Plovdiv. He said we can finally just relax and not have to keep messing around with random crap. So 2 hours to go and we can actually relax.
Okay, so it's the morning now, as you can see, and the nighttime kind of went horribly. So let me fill you in. We are officially in Bulgaria. We're in a town called Dimitrov, which is, I think, about an hour train ride from Plovdiv. But after we did the passport control to get into Bulgaria, we moved for about an hour and then we stopped in Dimitrov for like probably 2 hours. No one said anything. I woke up at 5:55 when we were supposed to be in Plovdiv at 5:15. And we were stopped in Dimitrov. I thought that I had overslept, but then no one was really doing anything. Everything was completely quiet, so I had a great sleep because the engines were off, like we were stopped. It's now 7:05. Like I said, we're supposed to be in Plovdiv at 5:15. But we are moving now, look. So we are into the early Bulgarian morning with the nice mist hanging loosely around the trees, and we will hopefully be in Plovdiv soon. We are both very tired. The night was just chaos with all of the different passport controls that we had to go through, so we didn't really sleep that much. The beds, honestly, actually are very comfortable. So, like, as far as train beds go, very comfy. And we've had this whole thing to ourselves. We've just had this sitting area. No one's ever come to be our little roommates in our dorm. So that was also good. But the train itself is just chaos and no one tells you anything. There is a debate on TripAdvisor about whether or not you should take the 6-hour day bus from Istanbul to Sofia or whether or not you should take the night train. And we were adamant that the night train was the best option because you get bunks and you save on the hotel and you do all of the traveling during the nighttime. And it's a cool thing to do. Like we besides Thailand, we've never slept on trains before, so this was really fun. But it is painful, so I see why people were adamant that like take the day bus because then you get it all done in the day, the passport control is easier, like blah blah blah, right? I now agree with them. I would not take this train again, and I think unless you want to do it for the novelty, take the day bus. The train is a bit of a nightmare. Like the ride alone, but the way you buy tickets for this train, which you would have seen in our Istanbul vlog. So if you haven't seen the Istanbul vlog, you should go check that out. But in that vlog, we said the only way to buy tickets for this train is to buy them in person at a train station, at Sirkechi train station, which is not even the train station that this train leaves from. This train left from Halkali. So you have to go to a random station in Istanbul, up to a window where there is one angry man working, and he will print you a paper ticket. And we went 4 days before this train left, and the 2-person bunks were sold out. So we had originally gone 5 days before, and that's when he threw our credit card at us, like I hinted in the intro. So the whole process is just annoying. You can get the bus tickets online, so honestly, I don't know, unless you're doing it for the novelty and having the experience of the angry Turkish man throwing your credit card at you and then stopping at border control 4 times and having 8 people like scratch and sniff inspect your passport, then I don't know if this is free. We're getting close. It is 8 a.m. and we're finally pulling up to Plovdiv. That's Plovdiv right out there. And now we only have a 28-minute walk to get to the Airbnb. But then we're done. Then we have a dishwasher and a stove and a laundry machine and a nice bedroom separate from the living room so we can have some time apart. Pretty big. Pretty big. We're very excited. I'm gonna get groceries and do laundry and then just do nothing for probably a full week. Okay, we finally made it off of the train.